building a martial arts school requires you to do certain things every single day, every single week, every single month, quarter and year in order for you to make sure you're taking steps further forward, in order for you to make sure that you're growing your martial arts school and ultimately, obviously, serving more students. So, the things, regardless of style, every martial arts school should be doing. One, making sure that you're trying to attract a new student every single day. So what are you doing that particular day to make sure you're making sure people in the community know about your school? Do they know you exist? Number two, delivering first lessons, which includes a meet and greet. First lessons, aka intros or consultations. Delivering second lessons, again, including the meet and greet. Then from that, hopefully, deliver an enrolment conference. Then from that as well, really, with students that are already in your system, and if they're ready, delivering renewal conferences. Then also tracking stats done right at the end of the day, and obviously embedded within your class time, and obviously before class time as well, building on the rapport you have. So I'm going to obviously just identify those again, then I'll talk about them in a little bit more detail. So we need to make sure that every single day, some days may be busier than others, but you're doing something to generate new leads, new inquiries, brand new white belts to your school. You're also learning how to deliver, or should I say delivering, first lesson experiences, aka intro or consultation. Then also delivering second lessons as well, including the meet and greet. Making sure that then, if the parents and the students are ready, delivering enrolment conferences. During the class times, you might only have one class a day, you might have 2, 3, 4, you might have 5 on a Saturday or 5 on a Sunday, 6, whatever it is. Making sure that you're building up rapport or building on rapport for each and every one of your students. And then to finish off the day as well. Now, this only takes a little bit of time, but it's crucial, otherwise you don't know where you're at, tracking important stats. So I'm going to talk about those each individually, maybe make a few notes and see if anything resonates, but your job really is to learn as much as you can and apply it to your martial arts school so that, again, you're making it a more strong, solid business and also managing, hopefully, to serve more students and making sure that they benefit from martial arts just as you've done for the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years and so on. So, the first thing, like I said, marketing, that definitely needs to be done every single day. Now, sometimes, obviously, Saturday and Sunday is generally a lot busier for marketing, especially if you're going out doing live events. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday might be a little bit quieter, but there's still things that you could be doing. Now, what doesn't happen is, if you've got a team, fantastic. If there's 4, 5, 6, 10 of you, brilliant. What you don't do is turn up at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock and go, right, everybody, what should we do today now to try and generate a student? That's not how it works. Otherwise, pretty much Parkinson's law takes place and you haven't really given it a set time, so everybody just talks, the meeting goes on forever and you don't really achieve anything. So really, the marketing plan is built out, as your school progresses. So again, I don't want to turn this into too much of a detailed marketing video, but you should know on a Monday when you carry out your team meeting, this is the marketing that's taking place next week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, and 4 weeks. And don't forget, in 2 months, we've got this big live event. So people in your team are always aware of what's, coming up and so on. But it might be a case of, right, don't forget, next Monday, we've got a taster lesson at a Boy Scouts group, and you're doing that one, aren't you? Pointing to a team member, or it might be yourself. We haven't got anything on the Tuesday, but on the Wednesday we've got 2 things going on. We're making sure that we're delivering an after-school enrichment program, and on that night as well we've got a girl, a girl guides type of group that we need to attend as well. So those are obviously basic examples. It might be a case of on that Tuesday, because there's no particular set thing happening, then I want a certain instructor to go out and hit this area with leaflets in shops and so on. Now, again, that's only a small thing, and some people might look at that and go, leaflets in shops, do they still work? It's the same as business cards. Lots of small things are all going to point in the direction of your school. Not one of them is going to make a massive impact, but every now and again that does happen. You need lots of like income, really, okay? Multiple levels of income, multiple streams of income. So same with marketing. You might have a really big pillar over here, which is your big live event you've got on Saturday. Then you've got another big live event on Sunday. Then you've got a few little taste sessions taking place during the week. Then you've got a community event the following week. Plus also you've got your Facebook ads going. You've got your SEO. Anyway, bits and pieces like that. Sorry, I keep moving a lot here, don't I? So there should always be things happening to raise awareness of your school and hopefully generate traffic. Now, one thing that you don't do is just go and raise awareness, not speak to people and not gather any details and just give them a leaflet and kind of hope that they'll turn up. I'm not going to talk about that now. That'll be a more detailed, maybe an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long marketing video, but that's definitely, you can't say, well, we give them all leaflets and then you're just kind of hoping that they turn up. It doesn't work like that. The second thing then on that list was, I forgot this actually earlier on, confirmation of first lessons and second lessons. So we used to call them in our school first hour jobs or FHJs. Whoever was in first that day, it might have been 11 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock, their job when it was already assigned, they're doing the FHJs, they're doing the first hour jobs. They're confirming the intros, first lessons that are taking place today, and the second lessons that are taking place on that day, and also they're doing the day before calls for the intros and second lessons that are taking place a day after. So again, for FHJs, okay, first hour jobs, making sure that you're building rapport on the phone and not just leaving it all to text and email and so on, or automatic things. Those are good, but don't ever try and replace the one-on-one interaction that you can obviously start to have with the team and the parents and so on. Then delivery of the first lessons as well. Now, you've got to imagine now, and I mentioned this a lot in my book as well. Well, I don't know if I mention it a lot, but I know I definitely mention it in my book. They're coming into like an alien environment. So they're aware of what maybe football classes might look like. They're aware of maybe taking, what swimming classes are going to look like. They're aware of other things like that. But when they're coming into a martial arts environment, 9 times out of 10, it's a bit of an alien environment because unless the parents have done it, they don't really know what to expect. So you've got to make sure that your guestology is really nailed on. And again, the rapport starts way before they walk through your door, but when they walk through your door, that's when you take it up to another level. So your first lesson experience includes a decent meet and greet and a decent choreographed, organised first lesson delivery of what every person needs to go through. Okay, it's not just a case of, one particular sensei teaches this on their first lesson, this sensei teaches something else, another sensei or even yourself teach something else. It needs to be a set, formalised routine so that every new person into your school is getting the same experience. Then, delivering of the second lessons as well. Now, second lessons, they again include a decent meet and greet, include a bit of a recap of the first lesson, plus another couple of additional things. So, just to go over it again, every day, if you're wanting your school to be more successful, if you're wanting to build a bigger business or cement yourself as a more established professional running business with systems, marketing, what you're doing that day and the next week to generate traffic in your school, first lesson and second lesson confirmation calls for that day and the day after, delivering of first lessons, delivering of second lessons, and hopefully tied into the delivery of second lessons is a successful enrollment conference. So again, there's lots of nuances there to make sure that during the first lesson you're covering these things, and during the second lesson you're covering these things to make sure parents are ready for the enrollment conference. Then after that, then again, before I get onto the rapport, you may have renewal conferences taking place. That's a key. Again, as soon as you start to understand how important it is to renew students to a higher level, not for the monetary side of things, but so they understand the goal, your retention will massively increase. And again, the bottom line will as well, but your churn starts to slow down if you're doing things properly. That's the main thing, okay? And then the rapport as well. Now, if your school starts at 4:30 and it goes until 8:30, or it might be 6:30 till 9:30, whatever it is, there's going to be multiple opportunities during the 1, 2, 3, 4 classes where rapport can be built. That might be you with students, that might be you or your instructors, or you or a training instructor, some of your higher black belts, some of your higher senior grades, brown belts, spending 2 or 3 minutes with parents just to check if everything's okay. How's young Billy getting on and that type of stuff? How's young Sally getting on? Anything we can help you with? So the report, definitely, you must know the names. You've got to know your students' names. Okay, so like always with these videos, I like to jump around a lot really, but every Monday meeting we had an all-team meeting, we'd already have printed out pictures of people that enrolled the previous week to see who knew the students by name. If not, then they need to make sure that they understood them and then had learnt them, sorry. And then from the previous week who'd enrolled, they'd also definitely needed to know those, because the best thing is when they come into your school, if somebody says hi Sam or hi Josh or hi Sarah or Claire, whatever the student's name is, that's fantastic because the parents will recognise that. The student will also like that as well. They're not just another number, which is, I'm sure you don't want them feeling like they're just another number, like another brick in the wall. So where was I then before I jumped off onto that? So yeah, rapport is crucial for your school. It definitely is. Remember, it's not a gym environment, okay? So the more you can take yourself from we're a gym, we're a sports club, a seasonal recreational sport, into your own thing, the better, okay? So, you don't want to be doing things like not knowing names, rotating instructors all of the time so there's no rapport with students and they don't know what's going on. Of course, you can rotate instructors, but all instructors may need to be teaching, similar-ish things. I'm not talking about curriculum. I'm talking about similar ways, but understanding the importance of building student relationships, student-parent, instructor-parent relationships, and so on, okay? So there's many ways to build a school. Those are the main things. And then to finish it off, the last 5, maybe 10 minutes of the day, tracking stats. Now, the fact that it's only a 5-10 minute task should not mean that it isn't important. It is a high value task. And going on from that, really, everything that I've discussed over the last 5, 10, 15 minutes or so on, those are all high value tasks, okay? What you want to be doing is always asking yourself, is this goal achieving or is it tension relieving? So is what I'm doing now helping me achieve my goals, or is it just relieving tension? So again, you should have a cleaning rota in your school, who does what and when and how long it should take. There's nothing wrong with cleaning your school, sweeping the floor, definitely needs doing, cleaning the toilets, hoovering the mats if you have mats and so on, or whatever it is you do to clean. But there should be set time frames with that, really, because you don't want somebody spending an hour on the toilets, which should only take 10 minutes. Okay, so there's bits and pieces there on how to run it. But with stats, it is crucial that you're tracking these things at a white belt level. Okay, when I mean white belt, I mean like fundamentals, foundations. How many inquiries, leads have we had today? How many first lessons have we got booked in? How many first lessons attended today? So again, if you're doing it at 8 o'clock at night, it's always based on that day. How many second lessons attended today? Then hopefully the second lessons match the number of enrolment conferences. How many enrolment conferences have taken place today? As a result of that, how many enrolments have we had? As a result of that, how much have we taken in enrolments? You can call them fees, but not to not customer facing, not in front of the parents. But how much have we taken in enrolment investments? How much tuition? And then again, a key one, again, that will be the same for renewal investments and renewal conferences. What is our net enrolment? Which means we've enrolled 2, we've lost 0, so our net enrolment today is +2. But then over the end of the week, when you do end of week stats, what's our net enrolment? Because you might have had a fantastic start to the week, but then on Saturday, you might have lost 5 or 6 members. You've got a family of 4 gone and then a family of 2. So you're already 6 down then, and you've only enrolled 1 that week. So then you're at a -5. You've got to continually track your stats. And again, pretty much like I said at the marketing section earlier on, I could spend an hour dissecting stats, talking about how important it is to track each and every stat, and then, the gaps in between those stats, and try and work out where things are going missing and where the holes are in your bucket. So I hope that provided a little bit of value, or a lot of value, to some school owners there that are watching this. Just a quick recap again. If you're wanting to build a successful school, you need to make sure you're getting into good daily habits. You might have good personal daily habits, which is fantastic. You might look after yourself, and it's brilliant. Apply the same daily habits into your business. What we're doing today to make sure we're generating traffic into our school marketing. Who's doing the first lesson? and second lesson confirmation calls for today and tomorrow. First lesson delivery, second lesson delivery, enrollment conference, rapport, and then also stats at the end of the night, okay? So if you're starting to understand those, you know, the building blocks of your school, you're starting to take steps further forward and starting to create decent foundations, okay? But you must ultimately be tracking your net enrollment, because if that's continually in the red, you know what's going to be happening with your school, okay? It's either creating or it's disintegrating, all right? There's no level ground, okay? One of my great mentors used to say, one of Ray Kroc's quotes, you're either green and growing or ripe and rotting, okay? So I learned a lot of that mentor, definitely did. And again, it was one of Ray Kroc's. I don't know if he stole it from somebody, but it's always good. Your school is either green and growing or ripe and rotting. This doesn't exist, this level, okay? It is either, if you think that level is existing, it's really this. It's just you can't see the decline yet, okay? So I hope that helps some people. If you're interested, and again, I'm quite blunt, if you're serious about growing your martial arts school, if you're not a tire kicker, and if you want to take serious steps towards growing your martial arts school and obviously achieving the goals that you wish to achieve with your school, with your students, with your standard, with your business, then apply for mentorship, okay? The link should be in the comments below. All right, good luck. Keep taking steps further forward. Maybe rewatch this again, make a few notes. Apologies for jumping around, but you know, I do know quite a lot about this. Good luck, everybody. All the best. Take care.